If you're watching this video, you probably have low testosterone and you're considering TRT, otherwise you wouldn't have clicked on it, and you wouldn't be alone. This study found that TRT use has tripled in older men and quadrupled in reproductive age men. So more and more men are seeking TRT, but there's one thing that all men considering TRT should know before they take it, and in this video I'm going to share that with you. But before I do, I owe it to you to give you a reason to trust that I know what I'm talking about. I got my bachelor's degree in biology and exercise science, and during my senior year, I wrote a 30-page research thesis which investigated hundreds of studies that looked at trends in male reproductive health. So I looked at sperm counts and testosterone levels and all the factors that affect them. After finding that both have declined significantly since the 1970s, I was inspired to start a men's health coaching company while getting my MBA. After helping several men optimize their testosterone levels naturally, I've taken everything that I've learned from YouTube to help men like you do the same. The first thing you should know before taking TRT is that it might not be that effective. This study reads, and I quote, "Although low testosterone has been associated with diabetes, metabolic syndrome, vascular events, and increased mortality, few studies have demonstrated the ability of TRT to reverse many of these conditions." In other words, if you have diabetes, or you're obese, or you have heart disease, and you're taking TRT to improve your testosterone levels to reverse those conditions, it's not actually proven that TRT will do that. And if you're going on TRT because you want to look like Superman and have Superman libido, well, that might not happen either. Taking testosterone doesn't automatically give you the physique of your dream. You still have to put in the work to earn it, and any bodybuilder on steroids will tell you it is not a magic bullet. Not only is the efficacy of TRT questionable, it also has side effects. This study found that men taking TRT had an increased risk of stroke and myocardial infarction, which is a big word for heart attacks. But the most concerning side effect of TRT is the fact that it can make you infertile. Here's how that works. To understand why this is, you need to understand how testosterone is produced in the body. You have a gland in your brain called the hypothalamus, which secretes gonadotropin-releasing hormone, also known as GnRH. GnRH from the hypothalamus travels to the pituitary gland and tells the pituitary gland to secrete follicle-stimulating hormone, or FSH, and luteinizing hormone, or LH. FSH and LH travel from the pituitary gland through the bloodstream down to the testicles. FSH binds to Sertoli cells in the testicles, and when this happens, it drives sperm production. LH binds to Leydig cells in the testicles and produces testosterone. Although FSH drives sperm production, it is not capable of producing sperm without the assistance of testosterone. Testosterone secreted from Leydig cells in the testicles travels over to the Sertoli cells and helps FSH produce sperm. The rest of the testosterone produced in the testicles is released into the bloodstream. Once testosterone is in the bloodstream, it travels back up to the hypothalamus, which has receptors for testosterone to measure how much testosterone the testicles are producing. If the hypothalamus detects that the body is producing more testosterone than it needs, it sends what's called a negative feedback signal, and this is the body's way of regulating testosterone levels and making sure that they stay in a healthy range. When you take TRT or steroids or any other type of artificial testosterone from outside the body, it floods the bloodstream with higher than natural testosterone levels, and the hypothalamus detects this and thinks, okay, since the testicles are producing plenty of testosterone, we don't need to produce more LH to produce more testosterone, so it stops releasing GnRH. Simply put, taking excess testosterone from outside of the body tells the body that it has plenty of testosterone already, and when the body thinks it has plenty of testosterone, it shuts down its own internal testosterone production. And without internal testosterone production, the body cannot produce sperm. Now, this might be confusing because you would think, okay, if you're injecting testosterone from the outside, then the body should have plenty of testosterone to produce sperm, right? Wrong. Only testosterone produced within the testicles is capable of supporting sperm production, because testosterone in the bloodstream cannot cross the blood-testes barrier. In other words, testosterone that's in your blood vessels can't get into your testicles. only testosterone produced inside the testicles can help support sperm production. And the only way to produce testosterone within the testicles is through natural luteinizing hormone production, and testosterone replacement therapy does not do this. So the long and short of it is, taking TRT, steroids, or any other unnatural form of testosterone shuts down your internal sperm and testosterone production, and this, over enough time, will make you infertile. Because it should go without saying, you need sperm in order to reproduce. Most men can recover their natural sperm and testosterone production after going off TRT, but it takes a few years. Not only that, but it's not guaranteed, because the longer you're on TRT, the lower the likelihood that you'll be able to recover your natural testosterone production. And since most men don't go on TRT just for a short time, most men take TRT for a lifetime, eventually you're going to pass the threshold where there's no going back and you will be infertile for life. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because your doctor might not even know this. A 2012 survey found that 25% of urologists, so these are doctors that specialize in male reproductive health, 25% of them said that they would treat infertile males with testosterone while the patient is actively seeking conception. In other words, 25% of urologists would give men TRT while they're trying to have kids, even though TRT causes infertility. And this is a reflection of the fact that even urologists aren't aware of this negative effect of testosterone replacement therapy. So if urologists have this level of ignorance, then imagine how many primary care doctors who don't specialize in male reproductive health don't know this. If you're not done having kids, you should not go on TRT. And this is especially worth mentioning for young men, because the rate of young men going on TRT has quadrupled between 2003 and 2013, which is even more than the tripling which was found in older men going on TRT. And the last and arguably most important point is the fact that you should not need TRT. Even if you're aging, men are supposed to have healthy testosterone levels for their entire lifespan. Men throughout history did not need TRT. And if you look at hunter-gatherer tribes, the older men are still well, fit, and healthy without TRT. There's plenty of older men with very healthy testosterone levels, and the oldest man to reproduce was in his 90s. So if you have low testosterone, it's a sign that something else is seriously wrong. And taking TRT is just going to mask the symptoms of low T while leaving the root cause unaddressed. And this is a problem, because that root cause that's causing your low testosterone, if it's left untreated, could cause other health conditions later down the line. For example, let's say you have low testosterone because you're extremely stressed out and you're exposed to a lot of endocrine disrupting chemicals, which are just chemicals in our environment that lower testosterone, like plastics and pesticides. If you just take TRT to cover up your low testosterone symptoms without addressing your stress and your exposure to endocrine disrupting chemicals, well then the long-term effects of stress, like high blood pressure, and the long-term effects of chemical exposure, like cancer and Alzheimer's, will build up over time without you knowing, because you just covered up the symptoms of low testosterone without removing those causes. Those causes are still there and will still negatively affect your health over time. Or maybe you have low testosterone because you drink too much and you have a poor diet. If you take TRT and you mask the effects of low testosterone caused by alcoholism and a poor diet, well, all of the negative effects of poor diet and alcoholism will still be present in your body, but they'll just go undetected because you're masking the symptoms with your TRT. Just like any other medication that covers symptoms, like antidepressants or weight loss drugs, taking TRT to mask your low testosterone is a cop-out, except for extremely rare genetic cases where you can't produce testosterone on your own. Every man is fully capable of having high testosterone levels naturally throughout his entire life, because your testosterone levels are just a reflection of your overall health. The healthier you are, the better your testosterone levels will be. But living a healthy lifestyle and avoiding all of the negative habits that cause low testosterone requires discipline. So if you just take TRT to improve your testosterone levels but never develop the discipline to live a healthy lifestyle, then you're still going to be an undisciplined and unhealthy person even if your testosterone levels are brought back to a normal level. If you want to increase your testosterone levels the right way by improving your health through discipline, you can check out the link in the description below. I've built out a full course that walks you through everything you need to do to optimize your testosterone levels naturally through lifestyle interventions.